Okay, so I'm mainly talking about this as it's a follow-up to my previous little dwarf rant the other day, but apparently this was leaked from the new Cities of Sigmar battle tome. This comes straight from the Honest Wargamer streams on YouTube, so go check him out if this stuff piques your interest, as this is apparently straight from his Discord, where he's got people to give him the inside details on all the good Warhammer stuff. So feel free to pause this to read it yourself, but in summary, it's that while the dwarfs, or the Dwarden, and the elves are welcome in the cities of Sigmar, due to Grungni, the smithy god of the dwarfs, calling them all together, and Morathi girl bossing a little too hard with the daughters of Cain and the Dark Elves, they're all leaving the cities of Sigmar in droves. It also says some non-human Sigmar worshipping populace will still be in the cities. These are clearly just going to be the ogres and giants we're seeing them make a bunch of new models of, though. So, just like that, all the dwarves and elves are removed from having an in-faction role with the cities of Sigmar for the foreseeable future, save for maybe the occasional dwarf in every 10th Cities of Sigmar-focused book. Honest Wargamer does suggest that this could mean that the old hammer dwarves, or the dispossessed as they're called in this setting, will either get their own faction or that all the current dwarves will join together in a kingdom faction, which could be cool, but this still kind of kills my interest in the cities of Sigmar significantly. They're just becoming the copied homework equivalent of the Imperial Guard. It also looks like from other leaks I've seen through Reddit that the only dwarves and elves they'll be able to bring in that one army of renown we talked about are kind of mid. The units themselves aren't horrible, but that's mainly if they're actively being buffed with orders. Otherwise, you might as well just bring a normal Cities of Sigmar force. For example, here we have the Venari Wardens and another Spearline Wall unit, the Free Guild Fusiliers. You might notice that unless the Fusiliers are getting some sort of change in their rules this update, you might as well not take the Wardens or the Sentinels, because the Fusiliers do both of their jobs at a near paltry hit deficit by getting to shoot and melee into combat. And this is without taking into account their ability to ignore armor penetration without needing an order. On the other hand, the Slayer Dwarves have a good unit with the Flame Seekers and their anti-monster, but honestly, it feels like you'd only bring the other options for the sake of having an army that looks diverse rather than feels diverse. And part of that issue is that both of these armies are kind of like your squishy damage dealers. Their differing playstyles really only pops when they're getting buffed by the faction rules that they usually come with. These aren't going to be your tanky, slow-moving dwarves and heavy-hitting fast elves like we saw in the previous battle tome, but something that needs orders to make them stand out beyond any other human around them. I don't really have anything else to say on the matter that hasn't been stated in this or the last short, but on the note of rumors and leaks, I will say this. God, I hope the Last World rumors are fake.